Okay, kids. People, here we go. We're in the kitchen category because I'm gonna make lunch. And I have a little bit of cottage cheese in the bottom, but I've already bored you with how I open those things up. And I've got avocado here. So away we go. Unfortunately, the avocado has a bad spot, but I have compost right there. And here is the way I tend to like things cut up a bit. So I take the spoon and just make some hole marks in it. And then instead of cutting to the bottom, I cut halfway down. So now each of those lines have become 2. And so with the final bottom as well. And there's 2 of us here. So once again, he cuts along like that, just so that it's not this whole big whack of stuff. And then he cuts half of it in half so that you get a bunch of modest-sized ones, except that you're supposed to put it in the other bowl. And continue on down doing that. Whoever wants to see that. Probably took a little too much out of there. Voila! Then I'm gonna pick out some kale here. So that's the little avocado, the way I do it. The way I've come to do it after many's the trials and the errors and delicious variations. So, as you can see, I've got water here, and I rinse off one side and then the other. And of course, kale has this humongo strong stem, which I kind of pull away from.
Sir Greeley?
Yes.
How you doing?
Very good. I'm going to take a break. This is Jamil, my wonderful contractor and friend. And Jamil, we are making a vlog.
Nice.
Lunchtime vlogging.
Good deal.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
You got a few minutes to
Hang out? Sure.
we can just watch the strange happenings here.
Yeah.
And here's what we call this stuff. It's more delicious, healthy. You recognize these things, even if I can't find the noun for it.
What is it?
Spinach?
Spinach, thank you. We needed him here. This is another one of my friends, see? This is these vlogs. It's called Greeley and Friends.
Nice. Yeah, I watched a couple. They were very entertaining.
Oh, good. Entertaining.
I love the cheese one, actually. I'm gonna try it next time I open a package of cheese.
All right.
I was just.
This wasn't a plan. This is actually right off the cuff. Okay, now the technique with the greens is that after cleaning them off, I squish them all together. So they're like a tight little wad. And then, as I cut them, as long as you keep going in different directions as you cut, you don't get those long stringy things, but you get little teeny pieces instead, which is perfect. And obviously some real lettuce. And I'm going to take 3. We're going to need 3 of these. And it's important that we get down here to the water, because here's kind of an interesting, tricky thing happens here. I clean off this side. I turn the 3 together, and clean off the back side. Now I have two clean sides, back and front. So I put the two cleans together and now wash off this guy who is dirty and this guy who is dirty. Now I have two more together. So I switch them around, and this is the last step. The last two dirty sides are clean as a whistle. And then, like I did on the other one, this is bigger and easier to see, I actually make it into 3 pieces. Now think about that. You have to do X amount of cuts to do this. If it's this long, you have to do 3 times X amount. Hence, I like the idea of brevity and efficiency. So now I'm cutting all 3 of those lengths and only cutting 1/3 of the gizmo. I like that kind of stuff. It's sort of a how do you be efficient kind of thing. Okay, here is a carrot, the last stroke of this meal. Now, mostly I try to keep the ends alive because you may or may not know that there is more vitamins and minerals and things in the greens of carrots than there are in the actual carrot. And we in the United States, and maybe the world, I don't know, we tend to throw them away. Hello? Now watch this. If you look at a carrot, you don't see any lines going lengthwise, and yet I always see people going lengthwise. The lines go crosswise. Therefore, I give it a light white brush, scratch, whatever you want to call it, in the lengthwise to get those things out. Now the reason I don't cut all that stuff off is A, the waste, and B, actually, except for getting a grain in your tooth, the external is just as good for you, like skins on apples and stuff like that. It's healthy. To cut that stuff off, you're throwing away the cream of the crop. So I also don't even put it on a cutting board, and I don't cut like this. I sort of, for some reason, now this is just personal, I just like this sort of strange shapes that can come out of this. So I do this little cutting sideways. Now this is not a sharp knife. This is a granny parer, which is very small and cuts really well, but not by sharpness, just by simply being able to slip through it. So that's one of my knife things. I have different knives for different solutions. For instance, this guy would kill you if he tried to do what I was just doing. That is so sharp that you look at it and you're bleeding. At any rate, that's a whole nother story, is knives, knives, knives. Thank you, folks. Hey, thanks again for watching. Hope you liked that episode. And all of them. You can see more, over there and down there. And right below here is Subscribesville. It can continue this conversation if you go there, especially if you comment at greeleyandfriends.com. We can get going together. You can say words, blog up, you can vlog, make a video and send it to us. That'd be fun. The idea of this whole thing is to be conversational and be joined together and allow these things to continue on. Keep a dialogue going, keep a conversation up in the air and continuing. So thanks again for watching. Bye.